They say that this gang got took down as a murder for hire ring. Meaning a bunch of these niggas was taking money to commit murders. And that was their whole operation, folks. Do your homework. Do your homework on Hitman. Do your homework on Crazy Guys. Do your homework on Baltimore.
Bruh.
Do your homework on GTA.
Late one night in April 2018, a quiet West Baltimore home erupts in gunfire. Inside, a mother and her teenage daughter scream as a hitman opens fire, their lives brutally snuffed out. Across town, a year later, a young woman pushes her baby in a stroller on a summer evening until a shot rings out and she collapses on the sidewalk.
Federal agents make big moves in Baltimore City to get criminals off the streets.
This Al Capone model of prosecution is designed to take violent people off the streets by any appropriate legal means necessary.
These horrific scenes, seemingly unrelated, would later be revealed as pieces of a dark puzzle. A federal indictment tied them together, pointing to an unlikely mastermind, a rising local rap star named YGG Tay. In a city long plagued by gang violence, the case of YGG Tay would expose an alleged web of murder plots, drug dealing, and retribution.
I don't know who these people is, but I know Baltimore cracking. And y'all be like, come to Baltimore, come to DC, come to Philly. No! Y'all
script of a gangland drama, except this is no movie. In December 2022, federal agents unsealed an indictment that sent shockwaves through Baltimore streets. 6 men were charged with conspiring to run a violent criminal enterprise, a racketeering conspiracy that prosecutors say included murder for hire, drug trafficking, armed robbery, and witness intimidation. At the center of it, 28-year-old Devontae Harrison, aka YGG Tay, a Baltimore rapper with a local hitmaker reputation. The indictment accuses Harrison of being not just a participant, but an orchestrator of deadly schemes, even as he was already behind bars, serving a 15-year federal sentence.
He was orchestrating murders for hires while he was already in jail? That's crazy.
Drugs and guns. The document painted a grim picture. 6 murders, 11 shootings, and multiple attempted murders and robberies were laid at the feet of this crew. These weren't random acts of violence, prosecutors say. They were calculated moves in a deadly game of power and revenge on the streets of Baltimore. It was a tale of gangland ambition and betrayal while calling himself a rap artist in the spotlight. The indictment named 6 alleged conspirators, a rose gallery of nicknames and reputations. Devontae Harrison, aka YGG Tay, the rapper accused of bankrolling and ordering murders allegedly to protect his drug operation and silence enemies. David Warren, aka Michonne, a notorious hitman said to be YGG Tay's contracted killer for hire. Warren earned infamy after beating 10 attempted murder charges as a young man and was known on the street as one of the city's most fearsome triggermen.
Why he beat 10 attempted murder charges, bro?
Eric Olds, 33, an alleged gang enforcer accused of carrying out a cold-blooded hit on an innocent mother who broke gang rules. Wayne Prince, aka Taz, 23, a younger foot soldier who, prosecutors say, helped attempt a hit that left an innocent bystander dead. Joshua Duffy, aka Josh, an accused member of the crew, tied into the gang's drug dealing and violence, his exact role emerging as the case unfolds. Tyrell Jeffries, aka White Bread, another veteran associate of the organization, allegedly involved in the gang's street operations and conspiracies. Together, these 6 men are accused of being key players in a criminal organization linked to the Black Guerrilla family, or BGF Gang authorities call the most singular threat to public safety in Baltimore for a decade or longer. To understand the depth of this case, one must delve into the world of BGF and the violent code that governed their action.
The Black Guerrilla
family, known on the streets as Jama, is not just any gang. It's a nationwide syndicate born in California's prisons and embedded in Baltimore's underbelly since the 1900s. BGF operates with military-like structure. In Baltimore, its members organize into regional regimes, each overseen by a hierarchy called the Bubble. They have a strict code of conduct: no snitching, no stealing from the gang, no breaking secrets, and never running from combat, among other rules. The penalty for disobedience is
combat. The fuck? Well, y'all crazy as hell, boy. Y'all need to go find something else to do. Y'all
severe
This is
fines,
stupid.
beatings, even death at the hands
I
of
would've
fellow
broke the
members.
first rule.
In this world,
Yeah.
reputation is everything, and cooperation with law enforcement is the deadliest sin. YGG Tay, despite his music fame, was no stranger to this world. In fact, Harrison's ties to gangs run deep. Nearly a decade ago, he allegedly teamed up with a BGF contact to supply heroin and cocaine to the city's street-level drug shops. By 2014, Harrison had aligned with a violent West Baltimore crew called TTG, Trained to Go, an offshoot of BGF known for ruthlessness. Young Go-Getters, the very origin of YGG Tay's name, was a group that assisted the TTG gang's activities, providing money, drugs, and firepower to enforce their reign. Federal agents would later allege that Harrison was one of the drug suppliers bankrolling TTG's drug operation, essentially financing gang violence with his trafficking profits. The alliance paid off in blood and cash under the BGF/TTG
The
umbrella.
fact that you riding around with Wraiths and Fend, and the fact that this is weird to me.
The alliance paid off in blood and cash.
If you
under
riding around your city in rental cars, that's weird. Do your homework. But you riding around in the hood with $400,000, $500,000, $200,000, $300,000 cars, why do you think nobody gonna do something to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go to the poorest neighborhood in the whole city with the most expensive car in the whole city and you think something good finna happen out of that. That's just dumb to me.
The BGF/TTG umbrella, Harrison's operation thrived, but so did his list of enemies. As his influence grew in the underworld, so did the danger. By his mid-20s, Harrison wasn't just funding the gangs. Prosecutors say he was ordering hits. The stage was set for a deadly escalation, one that would blur the line between his rap lyrics and real life. The Federal Indictment reveals a timeline of violence spanning 8 years. It reads like a sinister ledger of debts settled with bullets.
The murder.
Baltimore, June 29, 2014. Night. Under the dim glow of a street lamp on Ward Street, a lone figure approaches a 21-year-old man named Terrell Jarrett. Jarrett had fallen into debt over drug deals gone bad.
Right.
He owed YGG Tay money for narcotics, authorities say. The hitman raises a .357 handgun. A flash. A thunderclap. Jarrett is shot dead on the spot. According to prosecutors, YGG Tay paid $10,000, 0 cents cash, and handed over a gun to a BGF assassin for that murder.
So, this would never made sense to me. So, okay, so this dude owes you money. So, you gonna pay more money to another dude so he can go unalive the nigga who owes you money? Well, bro, you just got broker, and you damn sure ain't getting your money back now. You just popped them. You spent $10,000 more to unalive somebody who probably owed you a few thousand. I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing a video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did? And then you unalive. How is he like? That don't make no sense.
It was revenge for a drug debt, a stark message that nobody crosses Harrison without paying the ultimate price. This was the first murder linked to the conspiracy, a targeted killing for business, and it would not be the last.
And I guess they be trying to do it to like make it seem like, oh no, you better pay me back or whatever. Like, you know, if you don't pay me back, you know what happened to the last person. But it's like you still ain't getting your money. You know.
2018. Harrison is now an established drug supplier, and his name has been dragged into street gossip, accusing him of the unthinkable, being a snitch. Two individuals had publicly accused YGG Tay of cooperating with police, tarnishing his underworld credibility. Another man, a fellow BGF member, had once burglarized Harrison's home back in 2013. These were unforgivable transgressions in the eyes of a gang boss. Harrison wanted revenge, and he knew exactly whom to call: David Warren. At 30, he was already a near legend in Baltimore's violent underground. A hitman reputed to have beaten nearly a dozen attempted murder charges since his teenage years.
That's crazy.
That hardened and elusive, Warren was known as the top shooter in the city. Harrison saw in him the perfect instrument for vengeance. In early 2018, Harrison allegedly hired Warren as his personal hitman, a contract killer on the payroll of YGG Tay's operation. Harrison was brazen about it too. In a boastful Instagram post, he bragged that he had just signed the top shooter in the city to a deal. To his followers, it sounded like flashy bravado, but investigators say this was literal. The rapper had signed a hitman, as if adding a member to his crew, turning Warren loose on his enemies.
The murder of the mother and daughter. Oh no.
On April 4th, 2018, Warren struck at the home of Harrison's accuser, but the man he wanted dead wasn't there that night. Instead, Warren found the target's family, a mother and her adult daughter, home relaxing for the evening. In a ruthless act that would horrify the city, the hitman opened fire on the defenseless women, killing them both. The daughter died alongside her mother in a barrage of .357 caliber bullets, an act of pure reprisal meant to send a chilling message. In the aftermath.
But see, that's what I be saying to you niggas though. Y'all be out here gang and potty train and Crip blood and BDGD this and gangster this and savage life this and all that, folk. And a lot of the times when niggas do that, they family, they wives, they kids, they mamas pay the price. You feel me? How many times do you have to hear about somebody's mama, somebody's girlfriend, somebody's sister, somebody's son getting killed simply because you wasn't even at the house that day? Because you got all this shit going on. Instead of just taking your ass to work and then everybody would have been alive. You can't jump into this gap. I feel like people be jumping into the streets thinking it's just gonna all be cool. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just jump out there. I'm gonna catch a few bodies, rob a few people, gang this, and everything gonna be good. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. Like what? Like that's delusional, bro.
As sirens wailed through the neighborhood, Warren disappeared into the darkness. Later, investigators say he left a cryptic message for Harrison, a note that read, "Waiting on the bag."
Waiting on the bag.
He was waiting to get paid for the murders. And pay him Harrison did. Prosecutors say YGG Tay rewarded Warren for executing the woman and her daughter. The crime was as heinous as it was cold-blooded, striking terror into anyone who knew the backstory.
Right.
Harrison, paranoid about retaliation for this atrocity, allegedly told his own girlfriend to start looking for houses in faraway Atlanta and warned the mother of his child to lie low in a hotel. Even he knew that killing a man's family had lit a dangerous fuse.
I ain't gonna lie, cause you gotta think about it. You unalive his family, what else do he gotta live for? What else do he have to, he don't care about jail. A man, when you take that from a man, he don't care about no motherfucking jail no more. He coming to get y'all, like, you feel me?
August 2018, Warren teamed with Wayne Prince, aka Taz, one of Harrison's younger associates, to go after the second rival. They tracked the man to a property he owned where construction workers were busy with repairs. Under the midday sun, gunmen opened fire in a brazen attack.
Damn.
The rival survived. He wasn't even hit, but two unsuspecting construction workers were caught in the crossfire. One worker was shot and wounded. The other, an innocent 37-year-old laborer, was killed on the scene. Their day's work turned into tragedy for men who had nothing to do with gang wars. The intended target had escaped, but the message was sent. No one was safe, not even bystanders. The indictment suggests that Warren also plotted to eliminate the former friend turned burglar who had violated Harrison's trust. Whether Warren succeeded or merely attempted in that case is unclear, but the intent was deadly. Harrison's vendettas were being systematically addressed with gunfire and bloodshed. By the end of 2018, Harrison's private war had left a trail of bodies and broken lives. 3 people lay dead at his behest. The drug debt victim, the mother and daughter, the construction worker, and others were injured or terrorized.
They gotta lock this nigga. And y'all be thinking y'all like offending me in the comments when y'all call me the police. First of all, I'm not the one making these videos. I'm literally just watching the videos and thinking out loud as I watch them. So that's number one. Y'all say my titles are fed. Okay, that's not hurting my feelings. I don't care about no street rules. I think if you killing people and you getting on Instagram bragging about it, I think you should go to jail. You snitching on yourself. So don't get on my comments and call me the police. Do your homework on watching the police. Don't call me the damn police when these little boys is out here unaliving people and then claiming that they unaliving people and then hinting that they the ones who did it and then getting on camera with the gun and telling you that they did it. And then when I react to it and put it in a title, I'm the police. No. But even if I am, I don't care. What you think that's hurt my feelings? Oh, please, no, I'm not a snitch. Please. Like, I don't get no fuck. I don't care. Y'all niggas know this is illegal. This not no new shit. Y'all know killing somebody is illegal. Y'all know shooting at somebody is illegal. Y'all know gangbanging is illegal. Y'all know robbing people is illegal. Y'all know having guns you ain't supposed to have is illegal. And then you post about it and then get mad at me when I react to the shit. And then y'all dumbass gonna keep clicking on these videos calling me the police. I don't care what you call me, bro. This is my job. I'm getting paid for this. The more you click and comment, the more I get paid, bro. I don't care.
Yet the violence did not stop there. Harrison's
yes,
crew,
I want
as
them to
part
go
of
to jail. I hope he
BGF,
gonna never
also
get out of
carried
jail,
out
bro.
business for the gang independent of his
hell?
personal revenge list. On July 3rd, 2019, according to prosecutors, Barack Oles approached this 25-year-old mother as she pushed her baby stroller down the block. Oles was enforcing the gang's rules. The woman had been doing business, likely selling drugs independently on their block without the gang's permission. The punishment was death. In a shocking act of dominance, Oles shot and killed the young mother in broad daylight. Her infant miraculously was unharmed physically, but an entire community was traumatized. This murder, utterly senseless to the outside world, was a grim example of the iron grip BGF held over Baltimore neighborhoods. Violate their turf rules and the consequences were fatal. Each violent incident seemed isolated at first. A drug dispute here, a retaliation hit there, a random killing on a street corner. But the federal investigators working the case began to piece it together. Through 2020 and 2021, a pattern emerged linking these crimes back to one enterprise. It was like connecting dots on a bloody map of the city. At the center, they kept finding the names YGG Tay and his associates. Surveillance, informants, and forensic evidence slowly wove a tapestry of conspiracy that would culminate in the sweeping indictment. Building a federal case against gang members is painstaking work. Behind the scenes, law enforcement deployed every tool in their arsenal to unravel YGG Tay's alleged criminal network. This meant undercover surveillance, wiretaps on phones, analysis of social media, and crucially, ballistics forensics. At crime scenes from West Baltimore to the county line, technicians recovered spent shell casings, silent witnesses to the shootings. Using NIBN, the National Ballistics Database, agents matched shell casings and bullets from different crime scenes, linking shootings that had once seemed unrelated. The same guns were popping up at multiple scenes, indicating a common crew behind the trigger. The murder of the mother and daughter, the shots at the construction site, the Ward Street killing. Forensic ballistics helped connect the dots, each match tightening the noose around the conspiracy.
And then your dumb ass, so you telling me you getting people killed and then rapping? You rapping? You rapping? Why are you rapping? You gotta be a different type of crazy to be getting really hiring people to unalive your ops, really getting people out of here, and then you getting on Instagram and YouTube and rapping, and you on camera and everybody know your name, and that's just dumb to me.
Each match tightening the noose around the conspirators. Meanwhile, federal and local agents leaned on the streets for information. They flipped lower level gang members.
Like, why would you show this?
Federal and local agents leaned on the
You got a secret compartment in your car.
streets
You
for
gonna
information.
show that?
They flipped lower level gang members into cooperators and intercepted communications. Investigators listened in on jailhouse calls and monitored text messages, hunting for any incriminating slip. Harrison, however, was cautious. By 2019, the FBI had been surveilling him for years, yet he was adept at covering his tracks. He spoke in code, used counter-surveillance tactics, and trusted only a tight inner circle. But even the careful make mistakes.
Yeah, you only gotta make a mistake one time. The police only gotta be right once. You gotta be right every day, all
Agents
day.
also scoured social media and music videos for clues. Harrison's public persona as YGG Tay wasn't exactly shy about flaunting wealth that far outstripped a musician's income.
Right.
In one music video titled Air Day, Every Day, YGG Tay rapped about getting money daily, surrounded by luxury cars and cash. Federal documents later revealed that agents cited this video as evidence suggesting that
Look
his
at that
lavish
shit.
lifestyle.
God damn, boy.
Later revealed that agents cited this video as evidence
Look at that shit. Boy.
suggesting that his lavish lifestyle was funded by drug money. His lyrics and imagery, they argued, weren't just entertainment, they were braggadocio rooted in real crimes.
Yeah.
Using art as evidence is controversial, but in this case the feds had far more. They had phone records, surveillance footage, and even Harrison's own words. After the April 2018
And people be talking about some you can't use rap lyrics to lock somebody up. You can if the fucking lyrics match the crime. If Aiden Ross gets on stream and say he killed somebody, you think he gonna get locked up if he didn't fucking kill nobody? No, he's not. But if you get on Instagram and YouTube and Twitter or whatever, and you in these songs, you talking about how you kill people and you make money every day, and then I go look at your tax documents and I go look at your bank statements and I don't see no money coming in. Okay, you doing something illegal, obviously. Or if you get on YouTube and your songs, you talk about killing somebody, and then I got 3 people who you always with right here, and I got them on camera and surveillance. I got their phones wiretapped, and you really, if you get on Instagram and say you killed somebody, and then the feds wiretap your phone, and you never talking about crime because you don't do crime, they can't arrest you. Motherfucker slow.
double homicide. Investigators learned
dumb.
Harrison told his girlfriend to find property in Atlanta and urged family to hide out, actions that spoke to a guilty mind aware of looming retaliation.
Yeah.
And when David Warren was finally arrested, he came with a trove of knowledge. Perhaps facing the weight of evidence, the hitman began to talk, or at least the records of his gruesome work did. The note reading, "Waiting on the bag," was recovered, a smoking gun linking Warren's hit to Harrison's payout. By late 2022, the investigators had assembled a comprehensive picture of the gang's operation. They tied shooting to the crew, drugs to the profits, and motives to the murders. It was enough to convince a grand jury to indict all 6 suspects under RICO, the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, treating the disparate crimes as part of one
one of
organized
these dudes the YGG Tay dude?
criminal enterprise. The most recent federal indictment against YGG Tay was set in motion, promising to expose the bloody reach of his empire. The story of YGG Tay is not just one of crime, it's also a story of image and identity. On one hand, there was Devontae Harrison, the alleged gangland boss. On the other, YGG Tay, the rapper, who by his late 20s had become one of the best known rappers in the city with music videos racking up millions of views on YouTube.
So you killing people, robbing people, and selling drugs, but you the most known rapper in your city, and you think that's gonna be a good idea and that's gonna like help you stay out of jail?
It's a Jackal and Hyde portrait that has captivated Baltimore. How could someone with a promising music career also be orchestrating murders? In his lyrics and videos, YGG Tay portrayed himself as a hustler from the streets, flashy, fearless, and trained to go at any moment. His songs referenced guns, money, and the code of the streets. To his fans, this was part of the persona, the allure of authentic Baltimore hip-hop. But prosecutors allege it wasn't just an act. Harrison was living the life he rapped about, quite literally. He wasn't exaggerating for clout. If anything, the indictment suggests the truth was even darker than the art. The dichotomy is stark. By 2019, Harrison had a recording career taking off. Yet he was also under federal investigation. In November of that year, DEA agents raided a stash house tied to him and found large quantities of drugs and a Glock handgun with an extended magazine. That bust led to his initial arrest and conviction. He pleaded guilty at trial and received a 15-year sentence for drug and gun charges. To the public, It seemed like a young artist derailed by a drug case. Little did anyone know that far worse allegations were on the horizon. Harrison himself maintained an air of defiance. From prison, he posted on social media, hinting that he would appeal and claiming his name would be cleared. To his supporters, he was a target of government overreach, maybe even a scapegoat, a product of an environment where many rappers posture with gang imagery without actual crimes. But the sheer detail in the indictment, naming victims, dates, payments, and triggermen, was damning. It suggested that Harrison's rap lies might have been no cap at all. As one astounded commenter online put it, Tay really wasn't just rap capping. The realization in the community was that the tales in his songs of gunplay and retribution were not fiction, they were allegedly autobiography. The case also reignited debate over the use of rap lyrics as evidence. Fans and artists in Baltimore worried if YGG Tay's music could be used against him, what about others who rap about violent lives they didn't lead? But prosecutors countered that this case was different. It wasn't art on trial, but explicit actions, corroborated by physical evidence and accomplice testimony. Harrison's own Instagram brag about signing a Hitman was a self-inflicted wound to his defense. It blurred any line between performance and reality. He had effectively documented his alleged crimes in real time on social media. As YGG...
I don't understand. Like, do you understand? Like, this is the entire country. This is what everybody is doing. Crimes and then putting it on YouTube. How are you smart enough? How are you smart enough to talk in code, dodge the police for all these years? Your hitman beat 12 murders. How do you have enough sense to do all that, but you too slow to simply not talk about it on the internet? It's because they're blinded by the fact that they need everybody to know that they really like that. And that's why I say this shit be for clout, and it's kind of weird. Because if you was like, however you are in America, and I feel like motherfuckers be on Instagram, and like Instagram and social media made people feel like they gotta prove themselves. It made everybody feel like you just gotta prove yourself. You just gotta prove yourself no matter what it is. I gotta prove to y'all that I got money, even though I don't. I gotta prove to y'all that I'm clouded, even though I'm not. I gotta prove to y'all that I'm cool, even though I'm not. I gotta prove to y'all that I'm rich, even though I'm not. I gotta prove to y'all that I'm really out here killing people. I'm really out here savage. I'm really out here selling drugs. I'm really out here in the streets. And then tomorrow, when you think everybody forgot, you gotta come remind everybody again. So much to the fact that you stop even thinking about the damn police when you're doing it, because the police going to jail it doesn't matter as much as proving to these people that you really like that. And then when you go to jail, you got to take the pictures. You got to throw the gang signs up. You got to make jail look cool as hell. You got to make it look cool as hell so people know for sure, oh, he really liked that and he really went to jail. And then everybody know that you really like that, but we live in our regular life. We at the Gucci store. We having kids. You know what I'm saying? We getting married, we getting money, we getting richer, we living our life, we getting older, motherfuckers having grandkids, buying new cars, getting new houses. We elevating in life. You know what I'm saying? We getting better and smarter and richer while your dumb ass sitting in jail because you couldn't shut the fuck up. And then you not trying to prove this shit to a bunch of girls, you trying to prove it to a bunch of niggas. That's not sweet to y'all.
Tay's tracks continued to stream online. The man behind them sat in a jail cell, facing the prospect of never making music as a free man again. The persona he cultivated in the booth, the kingpin, the shot caller, the untouchable, young go-getter,
untouchable,
had seemingly come to life, and now that life was collapsing under the weight of federal charges.
Like, why do you have a Patek on? This is $100,000 watch, unless it's got fake diamonds in it. You got on a Patek Philippe. You're driving a Ferrari. And then the police, all they have to do is a simple search. Let's look. What's his real name? Let's look up all his bank statements he got. I don't see no legal money coming in that bank account. No explained money at all. No paychecks. No YouTube checks. No investing. No real estate. None of that. He doing something. Let's figure it out. Let's do some more info. Like, if I was getting millions of dollars illegally, y'all would think I was po. Like, the only reason I even and I'm not gonna say flaunt or flex. The only reason I show my success is because it's legal. If I was getting all this money illegally, y'all wouldn't see it, because I'm smarter than that. These motherfuckers is slow.
When news of YGG Tay's federal indictment broke, Baltimore's community was rocked. This was a city that had lost many young men to violence, either as victims or perpetrators, but the image of a well-known rapper orchestrating carnage was almost surreal. Local news channels led with the story for days, detailing the brazen murder plots and the takedown of an alleged gang conspiracy. On the evening news, anchors spoke of the indictment in grave tones, while the mugshots of Harrison and his co-defendants filled the screen. Neighborhood residents watched, some in shock, others grimly nodding as if to say, "We suspected as much."
Robberies like the one at Horseshoe a couple weeks ago has gotten the attention of federal agents, and tomorrow the FBI will join the BPD to hold a briefing on the surge right here in Baltimore.
Feds are also cracking down on gang activity in the city. A Baltimore man who gained notoriety after beating nearly a dozen attempted murder charges.
That's crazy.
Has been named in a federal indictment.
If you beat 12 attempted murder charges, you probably didn't kill about 10 people.
It's one of the most dangerous gangs in the city.
Alexa Ashwell has details on the crimes he's accused of committing and the message leaders are hoping to send.
This indictment names 6 people allegedly associated with the Black Guerrilla Family gang. One of them, David Warren, in this described as a contract killer.
This newly unsealed
It's not even worth watching this because it's pretty much everything he just said, so I'm gonna just skip past it. Where is it at? Let's see.
notoriety was the focus.
These two guys.
More violence had been wasted that Tay could have been
Charged with his murder.
Threads on Reddit lit up with hundreds of comments as the details emerge. In one popular Baltimore forum, users dissected the indictment line by line. "This is like a Netflix show come to life," one commenter wrote, astonished at how expansive the conspiracy was. Another commented, with a mix of awe and disgust, that YGG Tay was living his raps. Ain't no fiction in those lyrics. The local hip-hop community, meanwhile, expressed sadness. Another hometown artist now fallen.
What are you sad for? I'm happy. Y'all sad? He was getting people smoked. Why you sad? Shit, it's safer in Baltimore. The day he got locked up, it's safer. Y'all crazy
Fans lamented that talent had been wasted, that Tay could have been putting Baltimore on the map for music, not crime. Others were less sympathetic, saying the streets had been whispering rumors of Tay's violent exploits for years. The streets always knew, an older caller told a radio show, "You don't get a name like YGG Tay without earning it out there." The divide in public opinion was clear. Folk hero to some, villain to others, and a cautionary tale to all. Families of the victims quietly hoped for justice. For the relatives of the slain mother and daughter, the indictment brought a mix of grief and relief. Grief at revisiting the horror of that night, relief that the killers might finally face punishment. In East Baltimore, residents of North Road Street remembered the young mother with the stroller. A small memorial of flowers had long since wilted, but people spoke her name again, angry that a gang's permission rule led to her death. If the charges were true, then perhaps the indictment was a step toward healing, a sign that even the most untouchable figures could be held accountable. As of today, the legal battle continues. All 6 defendants face the possibility of life in prison if convicted on a racketeering and murder charges. The wheels of justice turn slowly, but they are turning. In a surprising development, the alleged hitman David Warren struck a deal. He pleaded guilty to his role and was sentenced to 38 years in federal prison. That Warren, once the feared trigger man of Baltimore's east side, will not walk free until he's an old man. In mid-2024, facing insurmountable evidence, Harrison himself accepted a plea agreement. He admitted involvement in BGF's drug conspiracy and to order at least one murder. A judge handed down a 25-year prison sentence on top of the 15 years he was already serving. For the now 30-year-old rapper, it means he will spend the bulk of his life behind bars, his hopes of a musical comeback extinguished by the clang of a prison door. But that'll be about it for this video. Make sure you like this.
That was just so stupid. Like, and the crazy part is, he gonna go to jail, and the next motherfucker gonna come outside from Baltimore and be like, I'm finna do what Tay did. I'm finna do what Tay did. Like, you have to be, okay, let's just be logical here. I'm a very logical person. I pride myself on being a man and being logical. Not emotional, I'm logical, okay? So if there's 100 people standing, there's 100 people standing on the bridge, okay? Let's just keep this simple math, simple logic. If there is 100 people standing on a bridge Okay? I'm one of the 100 people. The first 90 people jump off the bridge and they die. How stupid would I be to jump off the bridge next and be like, I might survive? What? So if you see 99% of all killers, gangbangers, savages, street niggas, you see that 99% of them end up dead or in jail. Why the fuck would you be the 100th person to go do the same thing they did? You think you better? You don't got no technology. You don't know what the Fed's doing. You're one person, bro. You are one person trying to stay out of jail. The Feds have an entire fucking government that's sole job is to catch you and put you in jail. That don't make any sense. That's like going to war by yourself and your opponent has an army of 1,000 people. That's just stupid. I'm not going out there. I'm not jumping off that bridge. I'm not doing the same dumbass shit he did. 99% of people who work jobs die broke. So why the fuck would I want to go work a job? Why would I want to go do that? Why would I want to go do that? 99% of people who sell drugs go to jail. Why would I want to do that? If 99% of people who kill people end up getting killed or go to jail, why would I want to do that? It's simple logic. It blows my fucking mind every single day I get on here and watch this shit. It blows my mind that these people don't have simple logic enough to be like, yeah, I ain't doing that. Let me go do something else. And then they call the person who does go do something else, they call you lame, weird, not like that, goofy, and some more shit because you don't want to die and go to jail with them.